Yo, what's up? It's Foxtrot or Pinecone, whatever you want to call me. Certified Hime Joshi, big consumer of Yuri and anime and manga. So today I'll be doing a tier list for Sapphic books I've read, or at least tried reading. I started reading more seriously back in March, so it's been about 5 months since then, and I have 68 books here. Most of them I finished, others I'm currently reading, put on hold or dropped, so I'll let you know which ones are those. I have no script for this video, so I'm just remembering off the top of my head, and if I get details wrong, I'm sorry. If I forget names, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna be talking mostly about my opinions of them rather than the plot, because I'm talking about the plot and all the characters. We're gonna be here for hours and hours. I'm trying not to yap your ear off too much, but here I have a little timer, like a 30-second timer. I'm probably not gonna listen to it that much, but at least it'll give me a general guideline. Oh wait, let me talk about the structure of this video. So first I'm just going to talk about the tiers and like what each means to me, and then second we'll be rating books. And another thing is that I do like music, and I do usually associate a song with each of these books if I don't make like a whole playlist, so I might just play that in the background. I might be copyright struck, I'm pretty sure I will be, but I do not care. I will spread my music agenda. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so starting off with the tiers, I have Crying, Screaming, Throwing Up, Affectionate. So these are the books that I'm obsessed with. They change my brain chemistry, love them to death, will recommend them all the time. Great books. Next I have Very Good. These are also still very good, highly recommend. Maybe it's just missing a little oomph or a little something extra for me to put it in the top tier, but still really good book. Next I have A Cute Girl. The name of this tier is a little deceiving because some of these books, they're not all lighthearted. They might have darker or deeper themes, but A Cute Girl, like, I would still recommend this book, but there's something about it that it's just not up here, you know what I mean? But it's still good. It's like it's a nice good book, probably around 4 stars ish, you know what I mean? Next I have Okay. So these are just very like mid books. They're all right. Like, I probably would not reread them, but I didn't have a bad time reading them per se. Like, they're fine. They're okay. Okay, period. Next, I have Decent Start, but ended up pissing me off. LMFAO. Pretty self-explanatory. Like, it started fine, and I kind of liked it, but then something about it, whether it be the characters, the romance, the plot progression, it pissed me off, so it might cloud the rest of my reading experience. So, that's that one. And then next, I have Bad to Absolute Ass. I don't know how these books were published, honestly. Some of these okay, everything in this category I did finish reading or skimmed to the end. Probably I got recommendation and I tried reading it, and at the time when I started reading, I never really dropped books because my mindset at the time was mama didn't raise no quitters, so I just finished it even if I kind of hated it. But now I respect my time more, and I have like over 150 books on my TBR, so I'm not gonna, if I don't like a book a quarter in, now I'm gonna drop it, but I'll put it on hold. But these I finished for sure. Next I have Horny Jail, For Better or For Worse. So for this one, as it says, these are like pretty spicy books, very heavy on intimate scenes. Some are done better than others. Others are just straight up smut. Like, I was like, damn, like, it's just what story. But other ones are like had more story or more character depth. But I just put this category. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad book. It's just the spicy scenes kind of made a bigger impression on me than the actual book itself. Next we have Reading or On Hold, self-explanatory. Currently reading, put on hold. Next I have DNF, so these are the books I dropped. Not necessarily because they're bad, maybe I'm just not the target audience, or I realized it wasn't for me, or actually I did hate the characters, or I didn't connect to it, so that's why I put it in DNF. So let's get into the actual books itself. First series we have is the Roots of Chaos series by Samantha Shannon. I'm not gonna list the names for all the authors, but the Roots of Chaos series, so it's a trilogy. This is the publishing order, but it's not chronological. So it was published boom boom boom, but then chronologically it's actually A Day of Fallen Night. Takes place 500 years before Among the Burning Flowers, and then this is like a year before the events of the Priory of the Orange Tree. And one big thing that, oh, I didn't even start the timer, bro. What's the point? Okay, starting it. Super high fantasy book. A lot of names, a lot of kingdoms, a lot of empires, dragons, magic, stuff like that. So be prepared for these. And these two ones right here are really long. Like, they're really long. I think they're like 1,000 pages each or so. so be prepared for a long book. There's different point of views, super slow burn. I highly recommend them. For the slow burn romance, there's sapphic couples in all of these books. If you want a good intro, probably this one, honestly. Like, you can read this one first. It's like a lot shorter, gives you background for characters that appear in the Prior the Orange Tree, and then you can dive in and then enjoy the rest of the series. But you can read them like they're all kind of standalone, or you can read them out of order, basically, so if you wanted to. But I think the romance was really great in these books. This one actually has 2 sapphic couples, and one is enemies to lovers, which I love, and then another one is actually an established old woman Yuri, so that's kind of refreshing. I don't really see many books that have an older lesbian couple, so I would recommend this one too as well. They're all good. But if I were to rate them, I put Priory very good. Day of Fallen Night also very good. I might actually prefer this over the other one, but the romance between Sabrin the Ninth and Eid, wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous. Might also really love Dumai and Nikea in this book. And then Among the Burning Flowers, it was good. I really enjoyed some of the character development. The romance wasn't super gripping for me, but like that's not really the main point of these books. Like, if you're reading these books for the romance, you will be kind of disappointed because that's not the main point of the story. But it's still a decent part of it, I guess. But super slow burn, guys. Just know that it's pretty slow burn. So I put this one in. It's okay. It's good. It's like not exactly cute girl territory, but it's okay. There's also some illustrations which are kind of cool. All right, next. Start the timer again. This is the Burning Kingdom trilogy. So it's basically an Indian-inspired fantasy. There's really cool botanical magic, as well as different religions and beliefs. A lot of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. But it's really good. I love the characters. I love the romance. It's like at the beginning, the first book, it's like enemies to lovers, slow burn kind of. And there's like a social class gap, religion gap. And then the second book, it's like kind of the couple's established. And then the third book, it's like stuff happens. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but stuff happens. So if I were to rate it, The Jasmine Throne, very solid first book. And then the second book, love this crying, screaming, throwing up. That's the first one I'm putting right here. Loved it, so romantic. The couple was so good, guys. Loved Malini and Priya in this one, great. And then Lotus Empire, the last one, honestly, I think I read this one too quickly, so I didn't really let it settle. I cared more for some of the side characters than the main characters in this installment, but it was still very good, like character development. I think it's definitely due for a reread for me, so I'm putting in a cute girl. Alright, next, this one I'm sure everyone knows. This is How You Lose the Time War. Popped off on Twitter. It was really popular for a while. Super poetic, very beautiful prose. One thing though, it's like a sci-fi fantasy type thing. It's between blue and red, and they're on opposing sides of this kind of time war, which spans centuries and different alternate universes and whatnot. But then they kind of fall in love with each other based on the letters that they write to each other, which are put in very creative places. It's super poetic, super romantic. So one thing though about this book is that the writing is kind of, for a lot of people, kind of difficult to read at the beginning because you're kind of getting used to the style of writing and the way in the prose, but once you do like wrap your head around it, it's pretty good. So I'd recommend this. It just takes maybe a little more brain power to read. I know when I started reading I was really confused at first, but you get the hang of it and it's pretty nice. So very good. I'm putting in a cute girl for now. Like, I liked it, but maybe I wanted more like substance because it was pretty abstract as a book, but it was still really good. Next we have from one of the, it's like 2 authors. One of them wrote, oops, The River Has Roots. This is this is also, I mentioned, both these are novellas, so they're pretty short. Like, you can finish them in a day. So you can knock that out pretty quick. But this one is also a novella by one of the authors. It's like a fantasy thing, great prose too. I would still say it's sapphic, even though the love interest is more like a genderless character, but then they represent as a woman for a lot of the story. Honestly, I don't really remember that much about it, but it's a fantasy and magic stuff and abstract things, but it's a good book. It was okay for me. I don't really remember that much, so maybe it doesn't have much lasting power, but I know a lot of people enjoyed this one. It's very poetic. Alright, the next we have Women from the Waves, which is a romance book. It's between an American ex-nun named Madeline, and then it gets with a Scottish folklore seahorse creature turned human. I forget it's like it's not a Kelpie, guys. Don't get that wrong. Not Kelpies are stupid, according to the main character Hyra. They're like Achushka, something like that. The Scottish Gaelic type name. Anyway, Super great. I love the characters, the romance. Hyra is a wonderful, lovable character. The romance is kind of spicy at times, so be prepared for that. Also, I'm not usually an audiobook reader, but the audiobook for this was pretty good. The narrator has like a native Scottish accent, and she's also able to do American accent. It was a pretty good listen, yeah. So this one, loved it. It's very good. I love this romance. I loved it way more than I expected. It's like on the darker side. Next we have the Take-Along duology. So this is a sci-fi space series. The first one is kind of more leaning towards a mystery, and then the second one is more like alien encounter, but it's the same cast of characters. It's a great story about kind of like cultural identity, colonialization, self-identity, things like that. And there's a Sapphic couple, a little slow burn in the first book. There's more romance in the second one, but it's definitely not the main drawing point of the series, but love it. A wonderful sci-fi book. So this one, very good. Really like this one. And then Desolation Club piece, I put Crying, Screaming, Throwing Up. That one is really, really good, guys. Love that one. Alright, next we have Last Night at the Telegraph Club. So this one is historical fiction set in San Francisco, Chinatown, I think during the 1950s. So it's about a girl coming from an Asian, like a Chinese household, firstborn daughter. She goes to this telegraph club, which is like a queer club, with a friend. They're able to come to terms with their feelings as well as their identities in the queer community during this time. So it's like really good. I related it to a lot. It was a YA book, but it was still like really done really well, and the author definitely did a lot of research into the scene. So it was a really enjoyable book. I'm putting this one in very, very good, very good. Or maybe it's very good. I think it's a great intro book. It's wonderful. Okay, next. Oh my god, speaking of crying, screaming, throwing up atmosphere, this book is insane, guys. So it's also kind of historical fiction set in the 80s, about NASA and some of their first female astronauts. It's also known as Atmosphere, a love story, definitely a love story. This book made me cry, guys. Like I bawled so much in this book. It was so emotional. It was a really good book. I don't want to give away too much, but I love this book. So good. Crying, screaming, throwing up. That was... Man, just thinking about it, it's kind of making me kind of misty-eyed, man. Like, it was really good. Next. Also, the audiobook was good. Good audiobook. Next. We have The Safekeep, another historical fiction. I kind of grouped the historical fictions together. This one is set in the Netherlands, and it's... I don't want to give too much of a plot summary, but it's kind of like a darker book. It's about a woman who lives with her brother, and then her brother is going on a trip soon, but he has a new fiance. So he asks, or kind of commands, because it's his house, for the fiance to stay with his sister for a bit, and then she kind of just has to like live with this woman, and she has to kind of face her feelings that start to develop for this woman. There's an insane plot twist in this book. I'm not giving it away, but it's a really good plot twist, really good book. All right, next we have Sunburn. This is set in Ireland, I think during the 90s or something. This is controversial, but I did not really like this book. I think it's well written, and the main character has a very strong character voice. She's kind of I don't find her likable. I guess she's a teenager, but a lot of her decisions pissed me off. And there's a lot of comp-het in this book as well. So if you're not really in the mood for a book that has a big focus on a relationship with a man, I would avoid this book. I understand it's important, but it pissed me off a lot. And a lot of Lucy's decisions pissed me off, as well as other characters and what she did to them and what they did to her, stuff like that. So honestly, I'm sorry, my first book, Indecent Start, but ended up pissing me off. But yeah, it was super sapphic though, like super nitty gritty, like it's yearning, desperation, stuff like that. But it was not for me, sorry. Next we have Our Wives Under the Sea. So this one is like a horror, like a cosmic horror, mystery, dark, reflective book. It was really sad. This book is so sad, you guys. Basically, it's about a woman whose wife is a marine biologist, and she often goes to like little sea expeditions, but for one of them, the submarine loses all contact and they're stuck out underneath the ocean for like 6 months. So practically the woman's just like, man, damn, like my wife's just dead now. But then her wife returns, but she's changed a lot, both in body and in mind. So it's kind of like a mystery, kind of like, oh, what happened to her, and then just her kind of reminiscing about what they used to have. So it's definitely like an allegory for loss and grief. Sad book, but I really enjoyed the writing. Some people said it was too slow paced for them. I enjoyed it though. Like some parts really resonated with me. So I would say a cute girl. It feels wrong to put it here because it's like sad, but it was a good book. You will like you might cry. Okay, next we have let's see. Bitter Thorn by Kat Dunn. This was like a fantasy book with like a witch and like there's magic and stuff. It was not for me, unfortunately. I did not think that the couple, their like the progression of the relationship was realistic. So honestly, it pissed me off. And then when they did get like their first kiss or intimate moment, I kind of didn't care, which is kind of crazy because I usually do. So that it pissed me off. Decent start, but pissed me off. I think it had a good concept. Some parts were done really well. Other parts I didn't care for. I think mainly, honestly, the couple, with romance being such a big part of it, I didn't really like the couple that much. It just took a lot away from me. But the next book I have here is also by the same author. We have Hungerstone, which is a Carmilla retelling, so vampires. I like this one a lot more. It's set in Victorian England, like so kind of gothic horror type book. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I honestly don't remember that much about it, but it was good. A lot strong like messages about feminism. Good book, cute girl. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, speaking of vampires, next we have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. So the tagline for this book is toxic lesbian vampires, and let me tell you, it delivered on that. Super toxic. There's 3 characters you follow through basically centuries. It was started like the 1500s, and then we get to modern day 2020s-ish. So yeah, you kind of see how they grow as characters as well as their relationships to each other. Really good. Yeah, it's a good book. I enjoyed it. Some parts did drag on pretty long, I would say, but there were still some really solid parts. So I would put this. So yeah, super sapphic. Like all the characters are into girls, so we like that. Very a cute girl. Yeah, I put that there. That's pretty good. Okay, next we have As Many Souls as Stars, also a fantasy book, kind of like a character with a pact, who like makes a pact with a demon creature, the devil kind of thing, described as, I think it's like a cat and mouse chase, definitely that. So basically, it's kind of like the devil chasing this one character through different reincarnations. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. But super Yuri. It was enjoyable. The writing was good. I think parts of it kind of got frustrating. Like you're like, they could have cut it down a bit, or expanded on certain other parts. But it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. A cute girl. Yeah. Next we have The Duke. Historical fiction. Yeah, historical fiction. Basically. How to describe it? The Duke of Howard. She's like a butch aristocrat, has a one-night stand with this French woman, but then the French woman kind of learns one of her secrets. But then years later, the French woman arrives at the Duke of Howard's doorstep with the secret, threatening to blackmail her unless she helps her, find a reputable rich husband, or else she'll leak the secret to the world. But then, of course, feelings develop, and it's kind of spicy a little bit. It started off pretty spicy, but then it was pretty good. Kind of is it a slow burn? I don't know. But yeah, butch character. On a side note, I'm using this cover because, okay, not to be a hater, but the author commissioned, I think, another cover, and I'm not feeling it. The art style, I'm not feeling it. Also, I feel like the way that the characters are drawn don't match the descriptions in the book, high key. So I don't know why that happened. Anyway, in my head, they're much prettier and handsomer. But yeah, it's a good book. I enjoyed it. Ooh. Cute girl. Cute girl. Alright. Next we have When We Lost Our Heads. Ooh, let me start this. Historical fiction about two like childhood friends who kind of split paths and then eventually kind of reunite. I actually did not finish this book. I dropped this book. It was interesting at first, like the characters were interesting, but I think it was the writing style got tiring for me, so I ended up dropping it, and I skimmed it a little later on. But historical fiction, you can look more into it. Sorry. Next we have a fantasy series, sci-fi fantasy. Okay, well, it's marketed as a sci-fi fantasy, enemies to lovers, slow burn. Honestly, only one of those descriptions was correct for me. It's more fantasy than anything, barely sci-fi. Also, not truly slow burn or enemies to love. It's like one-sided enemies to lover, and it's not truly slow burn because one of the characters falls in love with the other one almost instantly. So I'm like, okay, what? Like, how did that happen? How do you have such strong feelings for this girl? You just met her. But anyway, basically in this future universe, there's automaton, I think, and they were created by humans, but eventually they take over. And so it's like a romance between the automaton princess and a human whose family was killed by automatons. So there's that one-sided enemies to lovers thing. But then they develop feelings. The first book, I did not like, guys. This is young adult. This almost put me off from the genre entirely, I'm gonna be real. This is highly recommended, so I was super disappointed. It was super cringy. Their romance was not realistic. The relationship was not realistic to me. The characters seemed very flat. I was not invested. So honestly, I was really surprised why I ended up reading the second book, but I did. I think I might be a masochist, but for at least Crier's War, it was bad. It was bad. I did not like this book. However, I did read Ironheart, the second one, because I wanted to know what happened to the characters, and I enjoyed this one a lot more. It was actually kind of like, it was a completely different writer. I don't know. I think the relationship was developed more. There was some interesting storylines, some body horror stuff, and more character development. I just cared more about the characters and the relationship in this book. So I think it was a really big improvement for me. So I actually did like the second book decently. Alright, so next we have The Starving Saints. So this one is a horror, like gothic horror kind of book set, I would say fantasy, medieval times with magic and whatever. So basically these saints, or at least these creatures disguising themselves as these holy saints, show up to this castle and they brainwash everybody, and there's very visceral cannibalism and gore, and there's these three characters trying to escape the castle or get back at these, these wolf in sheep's clothing, essentially. I really liked it at first. I thought the horror was very abstract, very interesting, but then it got a little too out there for me and a little too much. I didn't care for the characters that much. Stuff happened, so it did end up pissing me off, so I'm putting it there. It was better than Bitter Thorn though, but it was not for me, not my thing. Alright, next we have My Darling Dreadful Thing, like a gothic horror, historical fiction. I forget where it's set. The Netherlands? I don't know, but it's a really good book. I enjoyed this one. There's like ghosts, paranormal, very creepy imagery, Sapphic, slow burn, Yuri romance. The audiobook was also really solid for this one. I thought there was some very cool framing with like a mystery aspect, insanity stuff, and yeah, it was a darker story. That was very good. I enjoyed this one a lot. Or should I put it in a cute girl? I enjoyed it a lot. I like that one. Next we have Spoiled Milk, also a gothic horror set in a boarding school, like Victorian England boarding school, and it's like a cast of these girls. One of the main character has a very strong character voice. She's not super likable, but you still like kind of root for her. And basically her love interest dies, like falls off stairs and dies, and then all the events after that is just downhill from there. These mysterious creatures and like unlucky happenings. Other characters get like killed off, and it's just her kind of figuring out, like and there's like a ghost element to seances to try to communicate with the dead, to try to figure out what happened. Like, did someone kill you? What evils are now haunting our school? So I enjoyed that. There was an interesting cast of characters, some more developed than others, but I still had a good time reading it. I'd put it in a cute girl. It's like a darker book. Yeah, I like the writing in this one. That's good. Next we have Into the Drowning Deep. So this is also horror. It's like mermaid siren horror. Also very big focus on biology, marine biology and science. There's a lot of characters. They go on to this cruise ship and they're trying to investigate like sirens, essentially, to try to prove that they exist, and they definitely do exist, and things happen, and death and survival. So yeah, it's honestly, the Sapphic romance isn't that big of a big part of it. So, but there is like one with the main character, but it's not the main point of the story. Low-key, I got kind of bored after a while because it was just so much science, but it's still like a good book, don't get me wrong. I probably just wasn't in the right headspace, but I'd put it in a cute girl. Or maybe okay. No, it was like good. Next we have We Used to Live Here. So this book, oops, is also a horror mystery, paranormal type thing. Delve into a lot of conspiracy theory stuff, so it kind of lost me for a while, but it was genuinely very creepy. Like, it was eerie, suspenseful. I could definitely see this in a movie. To be honest, I think I saw that the rights were bought for it to become a show or a movie, but it's really interesting. When I finished it, I was hella confused, but then reading like Reddit and stuff afterwards with theories and stuff, I kind of understood it more and appreciated it more. But definitely a creepy book. It will make you think. I think I had a nightmare afterwards. It was not that scary, but it's just like you know, it makes you question things. But the Sapphic romance isn't really, it's not, the character is Sapphic, like she's married to her wife, but it wasn't the main part of the story at all, if any, not really. So I'd put this in, it was okay. Next we have Bloom. This one was recommended to me. Guys, I hated this book. Did not like this book at all. I should have dropped it really early. Like, I got the ick literally from page 3, but I was like, I should just stick it out. I should not have stuck it out. It was a terrible book. It's like cannibalism, but the love interest has so many red flags. I don't know how the main character didn't see them, and the main character herself was pretty insufferable. It was a bad time for me all around. It was a bad time. I don't know how that was published. Absolute ass for me. Maybe, but if you like this book, more power to you. I just hated it. Moving on. Next we have Grief Eater. This one is a novella. Basically, the main character is a zombie, or she becomes a zombie. And interesting about thing here is that the zombies, when they eat people, they can absorb basically their victims' memories and experiences. But a lot of like, it's a really reflective book about like self-identity, family, stuff like that. Really short book, really quick read. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Kind of horror. Yeah, I mean, it was horror zombies, you know. But really fast read. Pretty cute girl. Next we have Hearing Red. This is kind of like a survivalist book. It's set in a dystopian zombie apocalypse. So honestly, the zombie aspect of it wasn't like delved into that much. It was like definitely like The Walking Dead, but think about more about when they're in the community or like surviving aspect rather than the actual zombies itself. But it's between like a military veteran and then a girl she comes across on her survival journeys and decides to kind of escort to her family in a sense. So kind of Last of Us vibes too. But yeah, my one gripe though is that I think the original cover was definitely AI generated, so I'm just a little skeptical as to whether any part of the book itself had AI content, but it was still an enjoyable book. I'm gonna give the author the benefit of the doubt and say it wasn't. Where was I? Alright, yeah, I was talking about, sorry. I was talking about Hearing Red. Yeah, survivalist stuff. Hopefully not AI content at all. Putting this one in, it was pretty enjoyable. Okay, that's good. Definitely a lot of like survival stuff. I wouldn't reread it, that's the thing. But like, I enjoyed it when I read it, but I wouldn't reread it. Alright, next we have Trader Baru Cormorant. This is one of actually the first Sapphic books I read. It's really well written. There's a lot of politics in this book. Not that much romance, but Tain Hu is a very hot character. In Baru, definitely, there's that attraction. Things happen. Stop. What do you want? This is why I don't record videos during the day. I should only do it at night. But let's see. Alright, next we have Trader Baru Cormorant. So this book is about Baru, and basically her island is colonized by the Masked Empire, and she has a revenge plan. She's gonna try to change it from the inside out. So she wants to become part of the council and then, you know, get revenge from the inside out. But doesn't really happen. She gets kind of sent out to the empire to become the treasurer of the land, and there's a lot of political intrigue. Honestly, the Sapphic part of the book is not centered at all. Like, if you read this for the romance, you're gonna be disappointed. But it's still like a pretty intriguing read. But yeah, super politic heavy, so know that. So for this one, it was pretty good. I put a cute girl. It's part of a trilogy. I just haven't gotten around to reading it because the ending of this book, there's a thing that happened that really irritated me, really pissed me off. So I'm just waiting to get over it, and then I might continue the series, but at the same time, I don't know if it'll be the same if I continue the series. But it's still a really well written book. Next, we have In the Dream House. This is a memoir, super reflective. I have this one. I'm currently reading it, or I put it on hold right now, but I was kind of enjoying it. It seemed very like sad. I think there's gonna be like where I left off. It seems like there's a storm a-coming, and that is toxicity and domestic violence, perhaps. But yeah, so that's that. Next, the Boomtown duology. So this one, if you didn't know, it's based on Haunting of Bly Manor fanfiction. Before I read this book, I didn't watch the show, but I read the first book and then I watched the show and I was like, damn, yeah, that's definitely fanfiction. The author did not change much at all. But it's still enjoyable. Now it's just set in a western frontier thing. It's a romance between a preacher's daughter and an outlaw, like a British outlaw. And there's good found family themes. Super spicy, guys. This book is like really spicy. I was like, dang, they really kept going at it. But yeah, I'll put this in horny jail. It's like not a bad book. It's just very spicy. And then also the second book, it was fine. There's a little bit more character development. I didn't like it as much as the first book. There's also less spicy scenes in this one, but I'm just gonna put them together. There was like an evil chicken in here that pissed me off, but otherwise it's like a fine series. I know a lot of people like this series. It's still good. It's just not for me. I kind of wanted more of a western, like an actual like lit fic western vibe. This is definitely romance heavy, so take that into account. We're kind of in my like frontier country era, because I've been on a cowboy kick, guys. Next I read was Lucky Red. Really liked Lucky Red. This one is more western for sure. It has more like, it hits more of the beats of a more traditional western book, though I don't read much. But it's about Bridget, who is a poor orphan, and she gets recruited to a brothel, and in that brothel she kind of discovers her feelings for women, and then she falls for this mysterious female bounty hunter named Spartan Lee. Don't ask me why that's the name of the character. I know it's cringe. I didn't write this book, but yeah, so it's pretty good. Definitely there's a big focus on the brothel work, but it's never too graphic or anything, and honestly, it's a good tale of like feminism, self-identity, stuff like that. It was really well done. I really like this book, and so I put this one in very good. A cute girl, like at the top. Okay, next we have Alaskan Bride. Alaskan Bride, a Western American frontier book between a mail order bride and the sister of the mail order bride's fiance, who gets killed by a bear. Rip Jasper. But then the two develop feelings for each other, and it's a slow burn. Not very like spice heavy or anything, but like I really enjoyed the writing in this one, and then just it was very time accurate, like the writing, the period, like it felt like this book the writing belonged in the time period, which I really appreciated. It didn't seem too modern or too contemporary with the writing. I enjoyed this book a lot, so I'm putting this one in a cute girl, pretty high up. I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, I like that one. That feels right. Some parts actually did frustrate me, kind of like the push and pull of the story sometimes, but it was still really good. I enjoyed it. Next we have Whiskey When We're Dry. Now this one, it's definitely a Western book. Romance is not the main thing at all. It's about a girl who disguises herself as a boy to find her outlaw brother. So it's more of anything, it's about her journey. Her name is Jessalyn, but she goes by different names, like Jessalyn, Jess, Jessie. Near the end there's a very bittersweet Sapphic romance, but yeah, this one really hit hard. You know, it was really good. Very strong character voice, super Western, not romance heavy, so I wouldn't read this book if you want romance. I'll put it there for now. Next we have the Backwards to Oregon series by Jay. So this one is, I describe it as slow burn final boss. It's so slow burn, guys. But it's also very wholesome, like gender identity, sexual identity, family themes, stuff like that. Pretty diverse cast. Yeah. I don't know, everyone's gay. But the first one, definitely though, a disclaimer, the main character is Luke Hamilton. She's a woman, but she lives as a man since age 12. So if you're not really feeling a romance, that's a big part of it, is a woman hiding her identity and is living as a man, then it might not be for you. But it was still a very touching romance. I put in a cute girl. Cute girl. And then I'll put the second one. I like the second one a little more. It's about, it's like 17 years in the future, and now it's focusing on, includes like the main couple, Luke and Nora, but then also their daughter Amy. And then Amy's kind of coming to terms with her own sexuality and stuff. So it's really good. Yeah. Next, we have the Prairie Heart series. So American Frontier, between Kate, who is kind of like an upper class lady from the east, like Boston or something, and then she comes to this like Montana frontier town called New Hope, and she meets this woman rancher named Jessie Forbes, who is a very independent woman who wears pants. Oh my god, she wears pants. And they fall in love, and it's very wholesome. Really wholesome book. Like, it was like so wholesome. I would say it was good. It was a cute girl. I'll put it there. And then I'm reading this one. It's more like focused on a side character. It's like a direct sequel kind of thing, but with focus on the side character. It was good. I'm currently reading this one actually, so I don't know where it's headed. Not where is it reading. I'm currently reading this one. I did like it. It's wholesome. Low-key kind of boring though, in the sense that it's so sickeningly sweet at times. I'm just like, I kind of want more angst. You know what I mean? But it's like this one was like kind of slow burn, kind of. I kind of can't remember, but I enjoyed it. Okay, next we got another Western book-ish, Upright Woman Wanted. So it's like a futuristic book set in the future of America. But for some reason there was like a war, and now it's kind of like reverted to the Wild West. And this book is a novella. It's really short. If you want to ask me how the US got to this point, I couldn't tell you. The book doesn't tell you. The world building is very like little, and that's one thing that frustrated me a lot, was that they didn't really go into the world building and the character development. Like, the plot progresses way too fast. The romance is not convincing for me. The characters seem really flat. I did not like this book. It really pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. It was an interesting concept, but honestly, I think I'll put it into bad. I did not like this book, guys. Sorry, it was not for me. Next, we have Outlaw Hearts. So, still on my cowboy kick. It's like a light-hearted book. I just wasn't into the story. It was kind of Boomtowny, because it's like a woman gets intercepted on the way to her fiance by a band of outlaws, and then she ends up kind of living with them and falls in love with one of them and likes this life better. It was it's whatever. I didn't finish it. It was like this gunslinging action. I don't think it's that long. I just wasn't invested in the couple or the plot of the story. I think at a certain point. Oh, also for Upright Woman Wanted, I was just like, what is the point of this book? Like, I don't know. Like, what's the point? Also, this one I was kind of like, Anyway, so I'm putting this one, and I dropped this book. So no, it wasn't bad. It was fine. It was just not interesting enough for me to continue it, and I was like halfway through, and I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with it. Alright, next we have Ladies Night. I think this is a YA book. Definitely Shrek 2 vibes, guys. So play that Funky Town, play that Accidentally in Love. It's like a very modern set in like medieval times, but it has that modern medieval times vibe. It was really fun, super light-hearted book between like aristocrat, I don't know if she's a princess, Isabel, or just like a rich lady, and then with a knight in this, like a woman knight in disguise, Gwen. It was a fun book. So I'm putting in a cute girl. She was a cute girl. Nothing crazy, but like there were buzzy moments for sure. And yeah, I think there's a sequel. I haven't read it yet. Next, we have A Treachery of Swans. I think this is a Swan Lake retelling. I'm gonna be real, guys. I skimmed this book pretty quickly. I was not feeling it. It was a little too edgy. Not edgy, but like, it was fine. I didn't really give it. I feel kind of bad. It was okay. it was okay, I guess. It was fine. If I was meaner, I might put it in bad, but it was fine. I didn't truly give it a chance, so I think that's why. But the art is really great, though. Speaking of art, that's really great. Next we have is Brighter Than Scale, Swifter Than Flame. The cover on this book is gorgeous. I wish the content was also gorgeous. It was really quick. The characters were flat for me. The romance didn't really hit. I feel like a lot of ideas were left unexplored. It's kind of bad. It's kind of a bad book. I'm gonna be real. But yeah, I wonder if the author had more time, like more pages they could have delved it. But even with the pages they were given, they didn't really go into it like I would have wanted them to. It's like dragon stuff, knight, a lady knight. Yeah, romance between the knight and like a princess. So if you want, it's a quick read though if you want to check it out. Next we got Ribbonwood, which is a contemporary romance, adult romance, set in Australia, I think. Yeah, so it's between Laura Bennett, who is a seductress, or like is at least has a reputation of being a seductress in this town, and between Ollie, who is a doctor, and she returns to her hometown, and they were enemies in high school, but now they're very physically attracted to each other because they're both very hot, and it's just, you know, it's pretty good. And Laura's like a single mother, and then Ollie belongs to a big Italian family, and it's pretty, there's like spicy scenes for sure. It's pretty enjoyable book. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good. Feminism and women empowerment. I'd put this in a cute girl. Right here. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading this one. It was good. Next we got Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I'm kind of on this adult contemporary romance. This book, yeah, usual contemporary romance is not really for me. I just read it because it's very popular, so I wanted to give it a shot, but it was not for me. It was like kind of cute. Honestly, Ribbonwood was like Delilah Green Doesn't Care, except better in my head. It kind of had the same like plot points, but this one, it was very okay. Like it was fine. Like I didn't hate any characters or anything. I just was not super invested in their romance or the way the writing was. Some things were pretty cringe to me, definitely like millennial writing, but it was fine. I'm not gonna continue the series or anything. All right, next we have Mistakes Were Made. Super taboo, controversial age gap. It's between a college student and this college student's roommate's mom. So if that does not seem like something you're interested in, you can just don't read it. But super spicy book. This was super horny, guys. Extremely so. I'm putting this in horny jail. Yeah, they hooked up, and then they found out who they were, and then they were like, ah. And honestly, I feel bad for the daughter. Like, damn, my mom is banging my, or like more like my best friend is banging my mom behind my back. Crazy. Anyway, definitely horny jail on the for worse side. Moving on, we have In What World. This one is like contemporary romance, but there's like a time machine thing that goes to different timelines and alternate universes. Enemies to lovers, slow burn, very theater focused, musical focused. Two high school rivals. Now 10 years in the future, one is a big like TV actress, and the other one is just an assistant teacher for the theater program. So this one, I think I read the arc. So shout out NetGalley, thank you for the arc. I enjoyed it. Definitely millennial humor though. Certain things made me cringe a lot. I'm gonna be real, like I was like, I hated it. But most of it was good. Just some writing got me really secondhand embarrassment. But otherwise, very queer. Yeah, I think the book is releases in August, so it might be out now, so check it out. It was a cute girl. She was a cute girl. Up next we have The Love Lie, also contemporary romance. I really should not be explaining the plots for these books. It's taking too much time. But this is a fake dating book. But of course, real feelings develop. So these two characters get together to piss off one of the character's brothers and the other character's ex, and then they start falling for each other. Yeah, that's what it is. It was good. Okay, it was pretty good. It was a cute girl. Well, there's some spicy scenes. Not that many. I can't remember, but there's some spicy scenes in here. Next we got Those Who Wait. I heard good things about this book as well as Haley Cass books. Unfortunately, this book gave me the ick really quickly. The beginning gimmick was that they're texting on a dating app, but the texts were not realistic to me. It was just so, it felt weird, so I dropped the book really quick. But I skimmed it like later on just to kind of see what happens. And there's a lot of spicy scenes, so if you're like a spicy book lover, then you probably will enjoy this one. But I've dropped it, so I'm putting it there for now. I probably will read another Haley Cass book since I hear good things, but this book was not for me, unfortunately. Next we have, I think, my YA section. This is Summer Assault. Honestly, I can't really remember much what happens, but it's like magical YA book. It's very cute. It's a very wholesome book. Good messages about feminism and then being against like SA and whatnot. But it's a good book. I wish I read this book as a kid. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Cute girl. Really good book. Let's see. Next, we have. Next time will be our turn. This is kind of Sunburn-esque. A lot of, basically, it's about an Indo-Chinese woman kind of retelling her story to her grandchild. She went to university in America, and then it's just like her journey, like her coming to terms with her love of women, but then also trying to live up to the ideals of her parents. So she's a bisexual character, but then there's like a reconnection with a female friend, and then but then she also there's also like relationships with men in her life, and it's just in her relationships with her family and her sister. Honestly, it's like a realistic type book, but it did piss me off, kind of. Ended up pissing me off a bit, but it has merit. Like, it's like a bittersweet type of book. If you like Sunburn, I think you would like this book. But yeah, really reflective, but also there's like a good focus on relationships with men in this book, so that's a heads up. Next we got Nobody in Particular. This one is a YA book. It's set in like a fictional European country, and it's between the fictional European princess and then an American middle-class girl. It's not enemies to lovers, but they started off not liking each other that much, but then it's kind of slow burn. Their relationship is very cute though, but it's definitely like, because the princess is a closeted lesbian, and then, well, the main American girl, she's like an out bisexual girl. But their relationship is good. Like, there's like secrets and stuff, but it was really good. It's a cute book. I recommend this one. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it actually quite a lot. Up. Maybe here. That feels right. Yeah. Really cute. And because I wanted to check out the author's other books, I read Never Ever Getting Back Together. Yes, it is a Taylor Swift lyric. That's low-key a beige flag for me, but I still read it. The setting is that it's basically this man, he's like the Bachelor type show, and he invites all his exes, and it's like a second chance romance, but then two of his exes fall in love type thing. But yeah, the guy's a total douche, and the characters get together. There were some very cringe bits in this book though, I'm gonna be real. It was okay. It was an okay book. It was alright. I wasn't crazy about it. Yeah, something like that. Time After Time, another YA book about a girl, college kid, who buys a house, like a whole house, and then she meets this other girl named Libby. I forgot the other girl. I forgot the name. She meets this other girl, and then she realizes that she has like these flashback moments when the couple who used to live in the house before her, like this Victorian era lesbian couple, is kind of mirroring her own present day life. So there's like a kind of supernatural element, like a mystery. But yes, Sapphic. It's a very wholesome like book. There's like good, very good diverse LGBT rep in this book. Like, there's multiple LGBT characters of different gender and sexual identities. It was very wholesome. It's a cute girl. I enjoyed it. Next we got also the cover. This cover is gorgeous. Next we have Girls of Paper and Fire, also YA kind of fantasy, like an Asian fantasy book. Essentially, the main character Lee or Lei is basically kidnapped, abducted to become one of the king's consorts, and then she falls in love with a fellow consort. To be honest, I don't really remember much about it. There's like beast folk and humans and half beast folk. So but I think it was a pretty buzzy, kind of not super interesting. It's part of a trilogy, but I enjoyed it. Like for when I read it, like I enjoyed it. So I'll say cute girl. It's a cute girl. Nice. Really quick, we have a little sports section here. We have Thrust. I know that is a really cringe name, but it's a fencing sapphic romance, and I enjoyed this one a lot. I really liked the premise. It's kind of something only lesbians would do. It was like, because the one who becomes the Olympic fencer, she like confesses to this high school senior coach, and then obviously the high school senior's like, yo, I'm like 18 years old and you're 14, this is not gonna work out. So then the younger girl's like, when can I date you, like college, something like that. And then the older girl's like, you're really talented at fencing, I'll just be holding you back, but like maybe if you become an Olympic fencer, then I'll consider it. And guess what happens? 10 years later, this girl's now an Olympic fencer, and she flies her ass over to this older girl, and now this older woman, and she's like, I'm here baby, go out to dinner with me. So it's kind of crazy concept, but it's like kind of slow burn-ish. This author writes a lot of these like kind of niche sports romances. There's some spicy scenes. I had a good time. Honestly, more than I expected. I'll put that one there for now. Yeah, it was good. Fun. Next we have another sports. I was on a little sports kick. This is The Clinch. It's about MMA fighting. There's like a butch, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist, and then a taekwondo specialist. I think it was taekwondo specialist. And then they're enemies. It's enemies to lovers for sure. There's some spicy scenes, a lot of fighting and violence. If you're in MMA, it's not really my thing, but if you're into that, it's like you might enjoy it. A cute girl. Yeah, definitely adult romance. I'm currently reading this one, Here For You. It's about a barrel racer and then a horse ranch, like a horse ranch business woman. It's good. I'm enjoying it right now. I'm in a little slump, but it's like they have great communication. Like these adults, like they set their dating intentions like early on, so that's kind of refreshing. Like usually there's miscommunication and whatnot, but they're pretty forward with what their wants are in a relationship, and it's pretty wholesome. Yeah, it's a good romance. I'll put that one here for now. But yeah, I'm still reading this one. And next we have Some Desperate Glory. This is like a sci-fi. Basically the main character, super unlikable, but I'm sure character development will make her likable, but she's raised in this fascist regime, and then things happen, and it's basically her kind of coming to terms with what she knows is what she's been raised on is not the truth, and she has to come to terms with her identity and, you know, hopefully becoming a better person, because damn, she is like a bad person. And then there's just like there's family stuff and whatever. I didn't really read it far enough for it to get sapphic or anything. Well, she has like this insane crush on this one girl, but I don't think at the time she didn't realize it's a crush, because she's that like repressed type of thing. But it's like sci-fi stuff, so I put it on hold for now. Next we have Matrix, which is about like a lesbian nun. I didn't really, it's on hold for me right now. It kind of lost me a bit, but this one nun, she is like the bastard child of like these English royals, and she gets sent to become the prioress of a convent that's super like run down. There's like barely anybody, so she kind of tries to whip it up to good shape. She takes control, she grows the abbey, and all to kind of win the affections of the queen, who she loves and stuff, but she's kind of delulu thinking that this will happen. Like they're nuns, but like it was really religious. Like I was like, damn, that's religious. Like the Virgin Mary appears to her and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna speed this up real quick. Next we have Ladies in Hating. I started it, I put it on hold really quick. I got busy with something, but I think it's like a comedy book. It's about, not comedy, but it's like Regency era. These two writers, I believe it's enemies to lovers. Next we have One Last Stop. I heard good things about this one. I think there's some time travel stuff, I didn't get far into it. It was not for me, so I dropped it. Sorry. It was a bit too contemporary YA, so. But maybe I'll probably get back into it because I heard good things about it. I just didn't give it a good shot. But maybe one day I'll get back to it. And then next, this one, Strange Girls. I dropped this book. It had potential, but then I think the author was just not the author, sorry. The main character was just way too self-pitying. It pissed me off. Yeah, I did not like the main character. She annoyed me. It's like back and forth between like present day and past day, but she had like this relationship with this one girl. I don't even know if it's actually sapphic or if it's just like a very strong platonic relationship. Definitely homoerotic. And then it goes to the present day when she's staying over at that girl's house. They haven't like communicated really after college, and now the other girl is married to a man, and the main character is just like so much frustrating me. It's just like, I bet he doesn't truly understand her like I do. Oh, I bet, do they make love, and then but I'm sure he's not truly like for her, and I am so much better, and we used to have something so special. It's pissing me off, guys. Too much. Like, I understand, like at first when I started, I'm like, man, this is like a sad book, like I get it, like it's tough out there for us situationships, you know what I mean, but it was just so annoying, so I dropped it. It might have gone better, I don't know, it wasn't for me. But anyway, those are all the books on my list that I've read or tried reading. Sorry, it was rushed at the end because I have to go for something, but I'll do another proper wrap up later. Alright, hey, so I'm back. This is I was kind of taking some time to finalize my rankings, so I was rearranging some titles, shuffling them around, whether in between tiers or within themselves. So this is kind of my final ranking, I'd say, my top category. So it's kind of, so like a TLDR, if you just want to skip to the end, this is my final ranking, okay? So this is my top category. Didn't really change much here. Very good. So as I said, highly recommend. I added some at the end, but still really good, really enjoyable. Next, A Cute Girl, still recommend, would want to reread. So that was kind of big kind of difference I realized between A Cute Girl and Okay. Although I might still enjoy the book and it's okay, I probably would not reread it. I wouldn't really feel the need to, so I put it in okay. But then I still I enjoy these books, but this one I just enjoyed more. And then next, Decent start, but ended up pissing me off, so yeah, I didn't really change much here. Next, Bad to absolute ass. Did not have a good time reading these, wanted it to be over. Next, Horny Jail. Didn't really change much. Some of these other books are also spicy, but then I don't know, something special about this category. They're like particularly horny. Next we have, yeah, my self-explanatory, Reading on Hold and DNF. That's my final tier list. If you want to try it, this is what's titled. I'll link it down below as well. Would love to talk to you guys about that, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether certain books here, like particularly the ones that I dropped or I put on hold. If you urge me to continue reading them, then I will probably pick them up again. Like maybe I just didn't give it a fair shot, or if there's other books here that you really didn't like but I liked. That's another thing. Sorry I couldn't really talk more about each book, but you can Google them, and yeah, I read a lot and I'm still gonna be reading more books. Oh, and if you kind of like this and you're interested in like Yuri series, I read a ton of Yuri as well, so maybe I could do like a manga tier list, but I kind of might have some controversial opinions as well, but whatever. Anyway, so thank you for watching. This is a long video. I think it's gonna be maybe, I don't think I can edit it to anything less than 45 minutes, but we'll see. We'll see. Yep, and that's all. Thank you very much. Bye.